Don't worry, I'm not recording you. So start in a child's pose. When you hit the child's pose, separate your knees as wide as you can. Yeah, connect to your breath. And energetically reach your arms forward. Spread the palms. Unless something's crunchy in your shoulders or your neck, then you, of course, can have your arms alongside your body. That's always a great alternative. You got it. Perfect. Just smooth, slow, steady breaths. Spread your lower back across the tops of your feet and feel the length of your spine this morning as you begin to just anchor. Good. So we're going to just do a little bit of a different movement just to get us going. And try not to think too much about it. Just kind of follow along the best that you can. Hopefully I don't mess up. So from child's pose, guys, press onto all fours into a tabletop and curl your toes into the mat. I really like curling the toes into the mat in tabletop position because it just kind of creates a little bit of stability and accesses your hamstring. So you're going to go ahead and slide your right leg back like a three-legged tabletop. I think you have enough room, right? Slide your left arm forward. And just breathe for a moment and definitely focus something on the ground, because if you look forward, you begin to wobble. When I saw something online this morning, it says gobble till you wobble. Yeah, I was like, we just need to wobble. We're wobbling all the time. Lengthen and reach and anchor your right palm into the ground and just focus a little bit more energy on your right tricep and your left toes curled into the mat, and then energetically reach a little more. Release the left hand down, but keep the lift of the leg, okay? So go ahead with both hands down. Take your right knee towards your right tricep. It's a subtle movement. Yeah. And then extend your right leg back to a three-legged tabletop. This is a slow movement this morning. Your right knee towards the inner part of your left arm. Just kind of cross over the body and just do a little, don't feel too much. Extend your right leg back. So one more time, flex the foot as you reach back. Right knee, right tricep, small movement. Right leg back, energetically stretch. And then right leg across your body, subtle movement. Don't like crunch your leg. Yeah. Right leg back, keep the lift of the leg. Lift your hips to a three-legged down dog. So just going to go like this and the right leg pops up. Oops. You want to slide forward a little? Yeah. Grip your left hip in strong. Breathe your right leg up. Perfect. Flex your right foot. Good. So same thing goes. You're going to stay up in a down dog though. You're not coming to plank. Your right knee is just going to go towards your right tricep, but high with your hips. So don't move your hips at all, Deb. Keep your hips up high. So you're not going to even get your leg remotely close. Right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. And then the right knee goes towards the left elbow, but if you're not even really getting it that close. So it's more your core. Right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Try it one more time. Right knee towards right armpit tricep. Right leg up and back, flex the foot. Good. Right knee towards left elbow, tricep, armpit kind of area. Right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Roll forward, plank, three-legged plank. You knew it was coming. Right knee, right tricep. Right leg back, three-legged plank. Let the foot hover. You got it. Look forward with your eyes. Right knee, left tricep. Just do the best that you can. It's more of your elbow, not your tricep. Right leg back, let it hover. Right knee, right tricep. Press down, look forward. Right leg back, let it hover. Right leg across the body. Slide the right foot back, plank. Drop your knees to the ground, tabletop. Just pause here, okay? So keep the toes curled under. It may have been a terrible experience. It may be wonderful. You may have no opinion. Slide the left leg back. Flex the foot. Reach the right arm forward and just pause. I really like doing this because it just creates proprioception, but you're close to the floor, so it's not a scary experience. Yeah. Just breathe and feel your waist drawing in. Find some extension. Focus on the little things. Sometimes like I get overwhelmed by the actual movement. So I change my focal point to just like little things like my left thumb, my left baby finger, my left tricep. Right hand comes down, just pause. The left leg stays in the air for this, okay? Feel the ground, feel the waist lifted, think small movements. Left knee, left tricep area. It's not even gonna get remotely close. So if it does, good for you. Left leg back, three-legged tabletop. Left knee across. You got it. Left leg back, three-legged tabletop. One more time like this. Left knee towards outer left arm. You're like a little doggy at a fire hydrant. Left leg back, flex the foot. Left knee across. See what you can do. Left leg back. Keep the left leg in the air. Plug down. You might need to walk your hands an inch forward and then let your hips pop up to a three-legged down dog. Yeah. All sorts of sound effects over here. Grip your right hip in strong. Breathe your left leg up. So now remember, plug down and you're going to keep your hips up high. So left knee towards your left armpit. You're staying up in a down dog. It's a little different. Left leg back, three-legged down dog. Left leg across your body towards your like kind of right armpit. Yeah. Left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. One more time. Left knee towards your left armpit. Left leg up and back, flex the foot. Left leg across your body. Left leg up and back. Come forward, three-legged plank. Left knee, left tricep. Left leg back, let it hover. Left knee across the body. Stay with it one more time. Left leg back. Left knee, left tricep. Plug down. Left leg back. Look forward with your eyes. Left knee across the body. Good. Left leg back, plank. Drop your knees, lower your knees, your chest, your chin. So it's baby cobra this morning. Slide forward to cobra pose. Slide your hands back, anchor through the tops of the feet. Breathe your chest up. Keep your neck long. Good. Curl your toes into the mat. Hug your elbows in. Activate your knees. Press to a chaturanga if you can. Plank position. Downward facing dog. I'm like almost off the mat here. Good. Roll forward plank. Lower halfway, you can modify always. It's always an option. The knees are a little behind you. Elbows bend. Slide through your first up dog, or maybe you prefer that baby cobra. Your legs are strong in the up dog. Press through your hands and the tops of the feet. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So just for shits and giggles this morning, glide your right foot forward into a low lunge. Be on your fingertips and just pause for a second. Yeah. And when you get here, activate your back leg strong. And then I want you to create a little tiny baby up dog in your chest. Now, if your hands or your arms are short, some of us have long arms, you're lucky. You can always slide blocks underneath your hands to elevate yourself, because I want you to feel your shoulders draw down your back and a little bit of a back bend happening. And just breathe, just a few cycles of breath being here. There's something nice about being close to the floor. Yeah, it feels safe. You feel like you can really harvest your energy and work on muscular strength. Squeeze the muscles around the back left quadricep and grip your right hip in strong as you get heavier in your front thigh. Some of us get impatient when we have to hold poses. Right. Nowhere to go. Except I have to go to a basketball tournament at Springfield Middle School. I'm really excited. So I'm going to hold this extra long because I'm really rushing to get there. Hands come down. Step back, down dog. Glide your left foot forward. Keep your back leg strong. You know you can always modify with the knee down. Totally fine. Slide blocks underneath your hands if you feel you want to elevate a little. Because I want you to create a little bit of a dimension of an up dog. Like you're leading with your chest. Your neck stays neutral. Back leg is zipped up. Left hip is hugging in. And just pause here. This is one of those movements that we need to do every single day so we can stay long in the front line of our body. Look forward with your eyes. Just a few more cycles of breath. Stay patient. Slide the blocks forward because you'll need them in a minute. Step to a dog. Roll forward plank. Support if you need, chaturanga. Up dog, smooth, never activate into your lower back. Never want to squeeze those muscles so tight that you feel like you're cinching. Hips up and back, down dog. Look to the top of the mat, step your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. If the hands don't make it, they rise to the shins and you bring your weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. See, the sun's trying to come out. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Well, at least the New Jersey sun. Arms slide straight up towards the sky, look up. Dive over, bent knees, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. I like to just step to plank. Lower halfway to a chaturanga, you can skip two. Up dog is an opening, it's a back bend. Hips up and back, down dog. Just watch that your index fingers aren't turning in. Yeah, because if they are turning in your down dog, they're probably turning in your plank. And then it's continuing through the flow. You can bend behind your knees as much as you need. Look to the top of the mat, step to get there. If you feel really springy, you're welcome to bounce. Forward, hop forward. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. So just clean, smooth movements. Arms slide straight up towards the sky, look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your weight carry you forward. Long spine sets you up, step. If you do choose to hop, you're gonna hop lightly to a chaturanga. Upward facing slides you through. Nice, Jody. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So recognizing that in these vinyasa flows, there's really nowhere to go, right? We're just moving, we're breathing. There's no destination. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top of the mat. Long spine, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor, feel the ground. Slide your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms slide up, quiet the mind, just breathe. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your weight pull you forward. Long spine sets you up. I like to plant the palms and then step, or if you choose to float, the chaturanga is very light. Up dog, hips up and back, down dog. We're like nobody's hopping anywhere this morning. Feel your outer triceps grip in. Keep your arms nice and straight. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine weight is forward. Nice. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Here we go. Arms slide up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare you. Step or float through your vinyasa. Everyone's vinyasas are different. Sometimes we need extra push-ups. Some days we have to modify a lot. Some days we skip. We meet in a down dog and we breathe. Good. Come forward to plank. Yeah, hover your right foot an inch. And this isn't to torture you, it's just to get the pelvis aligned. Right knee, right tricep. Right leg back, three-legged plank. Right knee across the body. It's a subtle movement. Don't get excited that it's not going to touch. It's never going to touch. Yeah, leg back. Hug the knee straight in. Look forward and land your right foot forward and through. Come to your fingertips. Bring your arms back like a set of airplane wings and hover. Grip the hip and strong. Activate the muscles around your back quadricep and then rise up. Crescent lunge. You can go out and up. You can go straight up. Look, the sun is really trying to come out. Good. Hip points are forward. Arms energized to the sky, and then just fix your eyes. Rip the right hip in strong, get heavy in your front thigh, and just breathe. So what we're going to do here is you're going to reach all the way forward like this, okay? You're going to use your blocks. You're going to place them up high. If you don't have blocks, find a small person or a piece of furniture. Okay, and now you're going to pop yourself forward and you're going to lift your left leg up. I'm going to walk my blocks out even further because what I'm trying to create here is a warrior three, but a mended warrior three. Grip the right hip in strong. Don't open your left hip. And like we did before, lead with your chest. So look forward with your eyes, not your head and your neck. Good. Come to your fingertips. It may help you to find even more extension. There you go. Good. Hug your knee straight in towards your navel, round in and pause. Good. Extend the left leg back into this three-legged warrior three on blocks. You can always turn towards, like if I had my hands on this furniture too, would work. Hug the knee in, look in, round in, draw the navel to the back of the spine. Extend the leg back. Do it slow enough that it's not sloppy so you feel. One more time. Hug the knee in, anchor. Extend it back. Extend it so far back that you can land the foot all the way back, turn the back foot on its side, anchor and rise, warrior one. Walk your right foot a little bit to the right, you'll be in good shape. Yeah, and when you get here, you can kind of iron it out a little. Lift from the hip points, spin your left ribs forward, reach up with your arms. Look up with your eyes. And if the lower back is sensitive, you can kind of tip forward a little. That may help. Another big breath in, stay with it. Hands come down, move through a vinyasa. Just get it moving here. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. All right, here we go. Come forward plank. Lift your left foot an inch. Left knee, left tricep, general direction. Left leg back, three-legged plank. Yeah, left knee across the body. Left leg back, three-legged plank. Hug the left knee in, scoop out the belly. Land the left foot forward and through. Come to your fingertips, pause. Set up the stance so it's long enough and wide enough. Reach your arms back and hover. Lead with your chest a little. Yeah, so the eyes of the shoulder blades kind of pull back. Rip your left hip in strong. Activate your back leg and then come up, crescent lunge. When you get here and it doesn't feel good, you can adjust by bringing your space of your feet a little wider. Hip points forward. Reach up with your arms, look up with your eyes. Feel your fingers alive. Start to reach up and come forward. So find a lot of extension, like you're handing someone a tray of something. Reach for those blocks and then see in one motion if you can pop your right leg up to that amended warrior three. And just work it out with your blocks. So your whole torso is facing the ground and you're flexing the foot. So you feel really even keels here. Flex the foot, lead a little with your chest. I'd like to be on the fingertips because it gets me out of my shoulder. And then go ahead and hug your right knee in. You have to bend behind your left knee a little. Scoop out your belly and round it. Extend the right leg back, three-legged little thingy here, whatever it's called. Hug the knee in. Extend the leg back, flex the foot, warrior three with blocks. One more, hug the knee in, scoop out the belly. Extend it back. And now as you extend it way back, step back, turn the back foot on an angle. Arrange your legs and your feet for warrior one and come up. There you go. And you may have a little wiggle room. Just scooch that left foot forward. Right rib spin a little forward. Press through the outer blade of your back foot. Reach up. Feel the ground. It's got you. Hands to the floor. Move yourself through a vinyasa. Up dog is smooth, or skip it. Hips up and back. Down dog. Deep breath in. Nice full breath out. These look very good. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. So everybody separate your feet just about 2 fist distances. Yeah, so separate your feet a little today and then sit into chair this way. Sit into chair with your feet separated. Yeah. It's a happy pose. It's really one of the most resistant creating poses. Yeah, so the lower half of the body needs to drop down. The upper torso is moving up and there's a little arch in your upper back. Now your arms are going straight up. They could be open a little to the side. Find some space to breathe, get a little heavier in your legs, and then shoot up to stand up with your feet separated a little, hands to prayer. So let's practice like this for a moment. They may naturally come together, but let's see if we can start like this. Drop your arms, slide the arms straight up towards the sky, keep a little separation between your feet, sit deep into chair. Yeah. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your weight pull you forward. Long spine sets you up, step to plank. If you feel like you want to float, go for it, but you go right to a chaturanga then. Up dog is a smooth activation. Hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one. If you're opposed to warrior one, crescent is always there for you as an alternative. Hands come down to frame your front foot, move through a vinyasa or right to a dog where you just breathe and hold. Good. Left foot lands, back foot turns on your own breath, warrior one. Hands come down through a vinyasa. Chaturanga feels good for some of us, upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing. So the flow is really designed like, you know, where I'm saying warrior one, but if you want to take crescent or you want to take modified crescent lunge, all there for you. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine, weight is forward, get to the top of the mat, exhale, fold. Sit deeply into chair. You may want to try and separate your feet a little. You may have a little bit more success. Get heavy in the lower half of the body and then shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms from the top. Here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. These never get old. Sit deeply, chair. Get heavy in the lower half of the body and then fold over bent legs, forward fold. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step to plank. I think most of us are bagging the jumping. Move through your chaturanga. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. So seamless movement, right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. And everyone's gonna move a little different. Hands come down through vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come down through a push-up. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Got good news, we'll just do one more. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine, exhale, fold. Sit again, chair. So at this point, your feet might have drifted together. Or maybe you prefer the separation. Yeah. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit deeply into chair. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Step or float through your version that works today. Up dog is smooth, press to the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. So you're moving and grooving a little. You're not angry, you're happy. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Back down we go through vinyasa. Upward facing dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So all I need you to do in your down dog is pivot your toes to the left and your heels to the right. So it kind of looks like that. And then lean onto your right hand for this version of Shavasana where your left foot is in front of your right foot. Yes, you go towards the wall. Good. And if it's too much for you, know you can always modify with your bottom knee down. Good. If you're looking for more, you can always stack your 2 feet on top of one another. You can always wrap your left arm forward. So the modification here is to drop the knee. I do with the 10 fingertips, and then slide the left leg up, hip height. So a version of side plank. Yeah, Vashisthasana, using your core muscles to elevate you, stacking the 2 arms neatly and nicely on top of one another. Look to the floor, find plank, pause in plank, or take a push-up chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position, hips up and back, down dog. So keeping your hands the way they are, just pivot your toes to the right and your heels to the left. So your right foot goes in front of your left, and then slide this way into a version of side plank. Modify with your bottom knee down if you need a little extra support. Yeah, I like to tempt the fingertip. That looks like good alignment there. Yeah, and if you want to work your core muscles, even with your knee down, the top arm can wrap a little forward, and that really elevates the core, or at least gives it a pretty solid stretch. Breathe. Eyes to the floor, plank. Do it slow so you don't get floppy. Chaturanga, if you feel like it. At this point, it's really very, very optional. Up dog. Gets kind of loose, downward facing dog. From your down dog, land your right foot forward, low lunge and pause. Reach for a block, stay down. And we're gonna slide into half moon. So this one you can like kind of lean into the bed. If you need to, block here, left hand on hip, stack yourself half moon. I mean, there's days that I practice up here that I'm leaning against this window behind me, totally fine. Work on your right hip, gripping your right hip in strong and really aligning your body. The more we align our bodies, our minds follow in the trend. Like, yeah, it looks great. I like practicing with the hand on the hip. Sometimes it really is a nice offer of getting the shoulder into its proper alignment. Soften a little behind your right knee. Flex your left toe strong. Stay with it, a few more breaths. If you fall out, you just come back. We're going to transition to triangle. So if you want to move the block with you, you can. Look down. The block can move back, or you just step into triangle. Nice, big, slow stance. Pull up on the front of the shin or slide your block to the outside. Go outside a calf and go on the highest setting. There you go. And your hand, once again, can stay on your hip, or maybe you feel like you can stack your left arm straight up and down. So it's like side plank again. Look up with your eyes. If your neck starts to tire, you can always look down or just look sideways. The sensation of feeling like you're leaning back a little bit with your side ribs nice and long. Grip the right hip in strong, feel your feet on the floor, and just breathe. So as much as it's challenging to hold these poses, there's something beautiful about just being in the pose. Yeah, just being here with nowhere to go. Just being patient as it kind of unravels or doesn't unravel. Stay with it. Top arm, top leg pulls you up to straight arms and straight legs. So widen your stance a little bit. Yeah. And then bend deep into warrior two. So take your hands onto your hips. First of all, this gives you a little break of your arms. Take your hands and like literally press your hips down. And then see if that takes you a little deeper. I really like doing this because the weight of your hands pressing into your hips gets you a little lower into the pose. Wrap your right thigh open. Keep your left hand on your hip and just slide your right arm forward first. I like the palm towards you with the thumb up, but that's just personal preference. Stay heavy in your front leg and then slide your left arm. And then fix your eyes and hold here. So you're going to hold here and you're going to breathe. And all sorts of funny stuff comes up here. Anger, frustration, whatever. Just kind of take it on. Get a little heavier in your legs and just enjoy the pause. Stay solid in the legs, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Yeah, this is a very subtle movement. You should not be dumping into your lower spine. Keep bending heavy into your front thigh. Reach out and slide your right hand to the inside of your foot. I definitely recommend a block. This is the variation of extended side angle. The block can go any height that you feel is good for you. Your arm can also rest on the top of your thigh. Keep bending deep into your right thigh. You got it. And lean back into the inner part of your right thigh a little. Then slide your left hand to your hip. Yeah, and then see if you can slide your left hand behind your back. It may go halfway, it may go all the way. Maybe you can even go into a full bind. Then the trick here is to lean back a little bit. Open up your collarbone in your chest. And get the crown of the head to come over your front foot. Good. Grip your right hip underneath you. Turn your right ribs towards the ceiling. Stay with it. Activate your left leg more so you get a little heavier in your right front thigh. Spread your toes wide, unravel your left arm. Look up, warrior two, take the bounce up. Nice work. Look forward, circle it to the floor, move through a vinyasa, or go to a dog. Up dog should feel good though, because it's a little back bend and you can really press into the legs, hips up and back, downward facing. So from your down dog, just land your left foot forward into a low lunge and pause. Grip your left hip underneath you, reach out for a block and step up into half move. The block has to be a nice distance enough that you can have side body extension. Right hand can just come to your hip and just really work on this alignment. Slide your right arm up and stack yourself. Look sideways or look up. Soften a little behind your left knee. This helps tremendously. Breathe. When you start to feel like you're going to lose it, flex your top foot. It helps a lot. It's all right. There's days I can balance wonderfully, and there's days I can't even balance at all, which is part of life. Stay with it. 3 more breaths. Why not? The transition is slow. Move the block with you if you need it. Step back, triangle. Do it slow enough that you can feel. Make sure your feet are still in the same line of energy. Pull up on the front of the shin or utilize a block to the outside of your calf. Yeah. Right hand can always stay on your hip because you want to feel like your throat and your chest is open. You're leaning back a little and then you stack your right arm up. And I always have a little bend in my front leg. Yeah. Side ribs are long. And just breathe. In this moment of pause, how can you open the pose? Maybe it's not opening the physical pose, maybe it's just opening your mind in the pose. Your neck starts to tie, you can look sideways, you can look down. Just a few more. Put your energy and your focus towards your top arm and your back leg. Let the strength of that pull you up, straight arms and straight legs. Pause for a second. You may need to inch your left foot out and then bend into your left leg, warrior 2. Take your hands to your hips. Not only does it give us a little break, but you're going to use your hands and press down into your hips. You get a little heavier in your legs. Wrap the left thigh open, activate your back leg. Keep your right hand on your hip and then extend your left arm forward. Just do this much first. Then when you feel solid that your side body is long, let the right arm join the party. Warrior 2. Fix your eyes on anything that's not moving. Yeah. Maybe even close your eyes and just hold here, 5 breaths. Not forever. Feels like forever. I see a little person crawling around out there. Give your back arm just as much love as your front arm. Spread your collarbone, get heavier in your legs. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Just let your hand kind of slide subtly down the back of your thigh. Reach up out of your waist. Stay with a bent front leg. Come back to warrior 2. Place your hand on the instep of your foot. I always use a block. Yeah, right arm stacks up. You can always go with your arm on the top of the thigh too as a nice alternative. Right hand then comes to your hip. This could be your sweet spot today. Your hand can then slide to the flat part of your back or wrap all the way around. There's a wrapping open of your chest, a gripping in of your left hip. Yeah, and the crown of the head is forward. Stay heavy in your legs, breathe. Nice, keep bending that front thigh, Jody. Try not to lead with your head or your neck. Yes, lead with your collarbone and your chest, but keep your head on straight. Easier said than done. Couple more, don't get angry in the pose, just breathe. Grip your left hip underneath you, unravel your top arm, pull up warrior 2. This always gets you good. Circle your hands to frame your front foot, move through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog is a smooth, sweet transition. Hips up and back, down dog. Good. Here we go. Have the blocks at the top of your mat, okay? Because you're going to need them in a minute. Land your right foot forward, warrior one. Okay, warrior one. I'm going to have my blocks here for me. Something's going to happen. Drop your arms down, interlace your hands. We're going to move into a humble warrior. Now, humble warrior can always be done with bent arms if shoulders, elbows, or wrists are an issue. You can also straighten your arms. It's up to you. Inhale your breath, eyes of the shoulders pull up and back, right hip grips in, and then you come forward. Now, humble warrior can be as simple as resting your stomach on the front of your thigh. If you feel really opening your hips, your right shoulder can snuggle in. Generally speaking, I do it with my stomach on my thigh because I stay more aligned. And then the focus and the awareness goes towards your right hip hugging in, your left foot and your left leg staying super strong. And just breathe. Keep the body aligned, keep the breath flowing. Make sure you're not clenching your right toes. Or your face. Good. Come up just a little bit. So I just want you hovering over your front thigh. Unravel your clasp hands and reach your arms straight forward like we did before. Okay? You're going to reach for the blocks and you're going to slowly come up to that warrior three again using the blocks. I want you to use the blocks and feel, unless you feel like I really want to balance without the blocks for some reason, you're welcome to do that. Okay? It's up to you. Now the trick here is you have to soften your right knee a little bit, hug the left knee and scoop out the belly, just like we did before. Extend the left leg back, flex the foot. Find extension in the spine and the waist. Hug the knee in, do it again, look in. Extension of that left leg back, revolve dart in Chandrasana. The left hand stays down. The right hand just moves to the flat part of your back. Look right, grip the right hip in, flex the left foot strong, and twist. This one is brutal for that outer hip. If you can stack your two shoulders, good for you. If not, just stay here. I've been staying here. It's that right hip, that outer right hip. If you were just on a Peloton or a treadmill, this is not a happy pose right now. If you ate 3 pounds of turkey last night, it's not a happy pose. Grip the hip in strong, hold. Just a few more breaths. Good. Look to the floor, right hand down. So soften behind your right knee. Stay with me, guys. You're doing awesome. Hug the left knee in again. Now bend deeply into your right leg and come up slowly, hands to hip. Didn't work out so great for me. Flex the left foot. So you're standing on your right foot and the left leg is drawing in at a 90-degree angle. Okay, here we go. Bring your arms forward. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Wrap your left leg around for eagle. Swing the knees to the forward to the front edge of the mat. Move the hips back. Get heavy in the standing leg. Sit deep. Fix your eyes on one spot down the center line of your body. Yeah, this is good stuff. Get heavy in your right heel. Squeeze a little tighter. Good. Unravel just your arms. You're going to love me. Slide into chair. I'm going to do chair with my feet separated a little today. I'll turn towards you about hips width distance. Stick the butt way back. Drag the hands to prayer. Hook the left elbow and twist. So the same thing goes, but just do with a little separation. Watch that the left knee doesn't slide past the right, so it becomes a really strong episode of keeping the lower half of the body aligned. Good. Open up your arms if you want more. Get heavier in your legs. Look right or look up. Pull around to chair. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Stand on your left leg and bend your right leg into tree. You could use your hands to do this. Right leg, guys, into tree. Anywhere on that right leg. It could be down below the calf. This is a good spot for tree too. Hands to prayer. Rip your hips in and then grow your branches. Sometimes it's even nice to have the arms out. You probably don't room for that. More arms up. You can look up. So get grounded right here in this moment. Lift from your side ribs. Hug the hips in strong. Fix your eyes. Keep the quietness of your mind. Bring your hands to prayer. Step down. Good. Reach your arms out and up. Look up. Dive over, bent knees forward. Fold. Let your head go. Long spine. Prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. At this point, you're welcome. Just step back to down dog. Take a breath in and a full breath out. Here we go, guys. Left foot forward. Back foot turns. Warrior one. You have the blocks ready because we'll need them. Drop your arms. Clasp your hands behind your back. Opposite grip. Good luck. And remember, it's always the one that feels a little less comfortable. Inhale the chest, eyes of the shoulders back. Exhale, come forward. I'm just going and resting my stomach on my thigh. This seems to be a good spot. Swing your right hip forward a little and fold. Good. Yeah, it's like finding that sweet spot, not doing too much in the pose, but not doing not enough. It's finding that happy medium. Continuously grip your left hip in. Yeah, that's the hard part in this one. Stay with it. You got it, Nancy. Good. Keep the shape of your legs for a moment. Lift your torso up 2 inches. Good. So unravel your hands and just reach your arms forward like you're going to reach. I'm reaching for this TV here. Like I'm going to reach and pull it out of the wall. Now reach for the blocks. Peel your right heel off and come forward to this amended warrior three. So if you only had one block, it would be in the center. Turn and steer your right thigh down. Be on your fingertips. Soften behind your left knee a little. Hug your right knee and do this much first. Scoop out your belly. Extend the right leg back. 3-legged warrior three. One more. Hug the knee in. Scoop out the belly. Extend the leg back. Flex the foot. Revolved arter. Right hand stays. Left palm goes flat to the flat part of your back. Yes. Grip your left hip in strong. Try pointing your toes. There you go. If you point your back right toes, you may get a little bit more extension through the hamstring. Look sideways or look up. Stack the 2 arms. It's a brutal pose. Breathe. Look down, place the left hand down. Soften the left knee a little bit, like you almost have to bend it a lot. Yeah. Hug the right knee in. Use the blocks here. Get grounded in your left heel. Bring your hands to your hips and come up slowly. Flex the foot. May or may not work for you. Bring your arms forward like you're handing a tray. Wrap the right arm, then wrap the left leg, the best that you can. So you could wrap and you can have your big toes down. Like this. Like a little curtsy. Or you can get the foot around. Swing the knees forward, lift the elbows up, look forward. Get heavy in that standing leg. Keep the lower half of the body like it is. Sweep your arms up. Unravel into chair, but keep your feet separated today. Get heavy in your legs. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow and twist. So last week, I was actually taking this into a little bit different. I had my right elbow in the top of my left thigh and not going as deep into the twist. Yeah. Good. You want to watch that the whole right side of the body. Yes, that's great, Nancy. Just stay up and stay out of your lower back and you're out of your ribs and you're just breathing your body open. Good, stay strong, chair. You got this? Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer. Stand on your right leg, bend your left leg into tree. If you think you did the wrong leg, do the other leg. Hands to prayer, ground yourself. Keep your arms out and up, maybe out sideways, anything goes. Fix your eyes, find your breath, find your foundation. Hands to prayer, step down. So your feet are hips width distance at the top of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips and just fold. Come to the fingertips to prepare and slide your left leg back. Drop your knee down on an angle. You can always pad the knee, walk the right foot over to the right. Come up to supported lunge this morning. Hands come to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. Get in there this way. If this isn't enough for you, you can always activate your back leg and go a little deeper. But there's something said about just being grounded in the pose and just feeling the posture this morning. Look sideways or look up. Lean back a little bit. Good, look to the floor, place both hands down. If your knee is lifted, drop the knee down. Okay, so you're gonna take your block, you're gonna place it out in front of you a little. You may even need 2 blocks if you feel like your chest is very ground. Right hand reaches back and you're gonna go ahead and kick your foot into your hand. Now, if you can't kick your foot into your hand, you're just gonna reach back and keep the chest very open, but I would keep the toes curled into the mat. So this would be the pose, this is it. Just breathing your collarbone open, but you have a tremendous stretch down the back of that left thigh. That's what we're going for. And then if you're able to get hold of your foot, maybe you can do that. You wanna breathe your chest open. And for more intensity, the left hand will slide more forward. I'm like, it's intense enough. Let go of that back foot. Place both hands on the ground. Just move the block forward. Activate your back leg and then see if you can step forward to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Just pause here on the inhale. Step your right leg all the way back. Drop your knee down on an angle. Sweep your arms up. Supported lunge. So everybody start with supported lunge. Keep the toes curled into the mat. Hands to prayer. Lean out, hook the elbow and twist. I'm always so happy when my teacher tells me I can take this pose with my knee down. It's always available, but you always feel like you need to crank it and activate that back leg. If you feel you want to go there, do it. If not, keep the knee down and just be happy here. The sensation is you're gripping that left hip in and you're leading with your chest a little. Crown of the head lines up with your back foot. Breathe. Look to the floor, place both hands down. If your back leg is lifted, drop your knee. Yep. Use your block or 2. Right hand goes flat, left arm reaches back. Start with this. This is a really good expression of opening up the chest, the collarbone, and getting the hip flexors open. If you want to try kicking the heel in and grabbing hold of the foot, it just depends on your body and your mind today. Yeah. You can even just kick the foot up and just keep it in space. Yeah, because that's going to activate even more. One side's always better than the other. Watch that the right shoulder doesn't roll in. There you go. If you have your foot, let it go. Look forward, both hands come down to the ground. Activate your back leg. Step to a down dog. Good. Roll forward plank last time. Halfway to a push-up, chaturanga. Drag yourself through a smooth up dog. Hips up and back down dog. Slide your right knee forward, half pigeon. Yeah. And let yourself go. We need this one. Oh, brutal. Make yourself comfortable, 60 seconds on each side. Down dog, switch sides. Just go for it, stay in the trance. Go from a down dog, you go from the tabletop. Feed your left leg forward and fold into it. And go right back to that kind of that sensation of just kind of going inward. Use the strength of your body, start to come up. Keep the left leg where it is. Swing the right leg around. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana, the seated spine twist. So the right foot comes around to the outside of the left knee. The right hand goes behind you, behind your spine. And all I like to do is hug my leg with, because I'm going to stretch my piriformis this way. And then inhale the breath, lengthen up, and then look over the shoulder to the back wall. And obviously to go deeper, you'll hook your elbow to go in, but I like the squeeze, the lengthen, and the twist. Come around to center, and then we'll just switch the legs. So you're just going to wrap the right leg in, bend the left leg over the top, left hand behind you. Give this leg a squeeze because it's going to stretch the piriformis and the outer hip. We've done a lot of work there today. Inhale the breath, lengthen. Exhale the breath, twist. Good. You're going to come up to center and then unravel yourself so your feet come to the ground. Take your block with you. Take this one, I like it better. And lay down. When you get down to the floor, lift your tailbone up and find the block underneath your tailbone, underneath your lower back. The highest is going to be the most aggressive. Wrap your arms around and clasp your hands. You create a little series of back bends here. You could go lower with the block if that's too high. Yeah. Close your eyes for a moment. And then if you would like, you can float one leg and then the other leg to the sky. So you're creating the illusion of being legs up the wall. Yeah. Perfect. Flex both feet strong. Close your eyes and breathe. Unclasp the hands, take the palms so they're flat to the floor first. Bend your legs in half, lower the feet to the floor, and then slowly lift the hips enough that you can remove the block. Hug your knees in, give yourself a giant squeeze. A squeeze of gratitude is always good. Draw your forehead to your knees, like your eyeballs are going to go into your knees. So like round yourself in. Yeah. Slide your arms all the way forward towards the front edge of the mat. So it looks like this, like you're going to shoot into something. Yeah. Flex your feet. Take a giant breath in. On the exhale breath, release everything to the floor and fall into Shavasana, complete rest. If you have blocks, you can slide them underneath the backs of your thighs. Yeah. Make yourself comfortable. Big breath in. Full giant breath out. Arms reach up over the top of the head. A full stretch from fingertips to toes. Draw the knees towards the navel. Squeeze in. Roll to the side or roll up and just sit nice and tall. So it's always good to just collect yourself at the end of the practice. Have gratitude for being able to move. We're all grateful for that. Bow your head. Have some closure today. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. I'll see y'all soon. Happy Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving. Happy